Hello everyone, Don with Resolute Outdoors here. What you're looking at today is a old belt of mine. This is actually the leather belt that I repaired in my leather belt repair video. And kind of looking, thinking about other belts that I have in the last video I did, got me thinking about this belt here in particular, and kind of the concept of the longevity of leather. Now, a little bit about this belt and kind of my history with it. This belt is actually, believe it or not, an American Eagle belt. And I've had this belt since probably 2012 or at the very latest 2013. So I've worn this belt very extensively. This would have been my primary belt from 2013, 2012, whenever I got it exactly, until at least 2019. So, my everyday belt with the exception of dress wear, obviously. And you can see it's just a normal leather belt. There's nothing really special about it. It's not super thick. It's got just a, I don't know, I think looked like brass, but you can see it's really worn down. Maybe it was brass or nickel plated or whatever this original finish was on it. But obviously a lot of wear on this belt, and obviously so much so that I broke it. But this kind of goes to show, I think, the importance of talking about natural materials or things that you can repair easily, because this is a leather belt by a company that is not really known to not known to make super rugged, long lasting outdoor or heavy use work equipment. American Eagle, obviously, at least at my time, whenever I was in high school, when I received this belt or bought this belt, I can't remember if it was a gift or not, was really a fashion brand predominantly, not something that was known for super high quality. But this belt has really held up, and I kind of attribute that to the kind of natural materials. Now, kind of see some of the cracking here, and some of this could probably be avoided if I actually treated this belt properly, more frequently than I do. I've not done a lot of maintenance or care on this belt. I think I've probably only treated it probably like once, maybe twice, if that. So it's not something I've kind of abused this belt, to be honest, but you kind of see all the wear here. But it's held up remarkably well. I mean, for being a belt of this age and for how long I've used it, I think it's super awesome. And I can't really think of a lot of other materials that I think would last this long with kind of use that I use I've used this belt for. Now, I mentioned in the last video I kind of used my Core Essentials belt and my Hanks the Gunner belt, probably 45% for each of those. The last kind of 10% makes, this is what gets made up by this belt. This is kind of my hey, I have a third pair of pants or shorts that need a belt that my other two are already in other pairs of pants typically. This will be the belt that kind of gets the call, that I'll use this one for. So it doesn't get used as much, probably 10% of the time or so. Would be my best guess. But having something like this, having something that's made of leather, even from companies that aren't really known for their quality, I think is a testament to how good leather is. And kind of going back to that kind of theme I've made with the some recent videos about wooden handles and then leather in my last belt with the Hanks belt, is that these kind of more natural materials, I think, are just kind of better fits for long-term use. I think they look nice. They have a nice traditional look, which I enjoy, and they're repairable. And also another nice thing about leather and leather belts is that, a brown leather belt doesn't really go out of style. I think people have been wearing brown leather belts for a good long time. I remember, a while ago, there used to be those belts that had like the 2 D-rings on it, basically, kind of like the ones you'd use in like a football pair of pants that were like cloth or something like that. You don't see a lot of those now. I think those have kind of fallen out of style. Not that I'm really into fashion, but a brown leather belt is just kind of a traditional kind of staple of men's dress. And I think there's something to be said about having that and just kind of being happy with something simple and rugged and something that can last. So kind of the idea of the longevity of having leather and looking to those kind of natural materials, I think, is something we should kind of think about more, especially in I think kind of the modern movement to buy better quality things, one time instead of buying repeat items that are of lesser quality. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Don with Resolute Outdoors. Let me know down below kind of your experience with leather. We have all different varieties, not just belts, but I think there's a longevity to leather. that can't be beat a lot of times with other materials. So thank you. Till next time, I'll see you.